Hi everybody, welcome back to my channel. It is time once again for you to pick the book that I read next month. Next month is October, so I have gone through and chosen 5 scary, horror, thrillery, dark fiction-y books for me to choose from, and I will show you those in just a second. But first, let's go ahead and do my Kindle Roulette pick for next month. Okay, I'm recording my screen. So here we are in my Kindle library. I'm showing only unread books. And last month I had it sorted by author name in reverse, so Z's to A's. So this month let's just sort it by author A to Z. And then we'll give it a few good hearty scrolls because it is quite a large library. I think it's 1,500 or some books. So we'll scroll and then just wait for it to stop. Okay. Actually, I've already read that one book. So here's what we have. Rent a Husband, a romantic comedy by Sally Mason. The Patriarch by Brandon Massey. Nobody's Angel, number 2 in a military romance. I've already read Nobody's Angel. That's by Calypso Masters. I've read, I think, that entire series. Make Me, the Submission Games Book 1 by Tamra Matea. The Cabin by the Sea, The Audrey Murders by Leonie Mateer. And Delectable, a Neighbor from Hell novel by R.L. Mathewson. First things first, because it's October, I would prefer to read something on the thriller horror spectrum. So I'm curious to see what The Patriarch is about. So let's look that up on Goodreads, shall we? First of all, it's a novella, so that's good. It has a 4.47 average star rating. It has 55 ratings, so it's not super popular, but those who have rated it seem to have liked it. Daniel Booker knows his family is hiding a secret. A successful crime writer for his entire life, Daniel has suspected there was something different about him. He was faster than the other kids. He never got sick, and he always felt a strange, jittery excitement whenever he tasted blood. An impending engagement to the woman he loves compels Daniel to discover the truth about his ancestry. His journey takes him from Atlanta to the hushed backwoods of Mississippi, where he will come face to face with an ancient secret and the deepest depths of his own soul. Originally published in the acclaimed collection The Ancestors, The Patriarch is a novella of approximately 90 pages. So that looks promising. That looks like it could be a scary one for October. The only other one, oh wait, stop, I didn't want to do that. The only other one that could potentially be is The Cabin by the Sea. It's a number 2. Dang it. The Audrey Murders, book 2. Not a great rating. 7 ratings, 3.14, which is pi. Audrey does not call it murder. She is just looking for the perfect tenant. Having lost everything, her fortune, her career, and her youth, Audrey has moved to her family's remote seaside property in the far north of New Zealand. In order to survive financially, she rents out a small cabin on the 14 wooded acres, but finding the right tenant proves to be more difficult than she ever imagined. Well, I'm not crazy about reading a book 2. So I'm going to go ahead and make the call to read The Patriarch. I know that it is a novella, but I mean, give me a break. I'm not at all concerned with the fact that it would be a novella that I would have to read because reading is hard. That's that. Let's get into the 5 picks that I actually pulled off of my TBR shelf for October. The first is The Family Plot. This is by Sherry Priest. I haven't owned this book for very long. I bought it because I recognize the author name, having been interested in reading The Toll. But this is what I believe is a haunted house story. It's about a salvage company that's been given this estate. This woman walks in one day, says, "Here you go," and gives them this estate that's not even in bad shape. There's not a ton to salvage. But the longer that they spend on the property, the more they realize that this is not your average home. It says, this is its last chance to raise hell before the house is gone forever, and there's still plenty of room in the strange little family plot. Next is a book that I'm sure everyone has heard of. It is The Troop by Nick Cutter. I have never read this book. I've never read a Nick Cutter book, actually. But people, especially horror fans, love this book. This is the story of a troop of Boy Scouts. Well, just as a troop of boys. Led into the Canadian wilderness. Someone stumbles upon the group of boys, and there's something wrong with him. He has a disease. It says it's a bioengineered nightmare. And that bioengineered nightmare begins to spread, and then everybody is just concerned at that point with survival. I've heard people say that this book is disgusting. It's gross. And I'm all about it. Stephen King says the troop scared the hell out of me, and I couldn't put it down. This is old school horror at its best. So some of you have probably read it. Let me know if I should also read it. Next is The Hunger. This is by Alma Katsu. This is the story of the Donner Party, basically. The Donner Party is part of American history, and this book takes that historical event and that historic tragedy and puts a spin on it. So Stephen King also blurbed this. He says this is deeply, deeply disturbing. The synopsis implies that instead of a group of pioneers who fall on hard times and resort to eating each other, that there is in fact other entities at work who are driving the party to madness and may also be feeding on them. So I hauled this book earlier this year. I am really excited to read it, and will be looking forward to it if you guys want me to. I have 2 more books that I also hauled this year. The first is The Ritual by Adam Neville. I think I debated that when I hauled it. I'm still not sure what it is. This is about 4 university friends who also go out into the wilderness and immediately start quarreling with each other and decide that this was a stupid idea. They don't want to be in each other's presence, only they fail to work themselves out of the woods. The more they try to get out of the woods, the more turned around, disoriented, and lost they become, and something is hunting them. It does sound like, based on the title and the synopsis, there is some ritualistic worship artifact thing at play. So it does sound as though it has a supernatural aspect to it. And finally, One of Us Will Be Dead by Morning by David Moody. I know there's at least 1 or 2 watchers of my channel out there that want to see me rekindle my reading relationship with David Moody after I had read Hater by him. So One of Us Will Be Dead by Morning is an option for next month's pick. This is the story of 14 people on an island in the middle of the North Sea when everything else in the world falls apart. One day on the island, the synopsis alludes to this taking place in the same universe or world that Hater took place. And Hater is the story of human beings descending into a rage like madness and killing each other. And so this book comes along, and it's about people on an island in an extreme sports company, and they're already in a dangerous environment, and it makes it sound like what's happening to the outside world finally reaches them. One person on the island dies tragically, but after that, more people start dying, as if something like went on in Hater is going on in this book as well. I don't have any reason to believe that you have to read Hater or know about Hater in order to read and enjoy this book. that book was difficult to read because it elicited so many hateful feelings from me. Like, I hated the main character. I hated the way that the story was being told to me. Like, it, and I don't know if that's ironic. I don't know if that's intentional. On the part of the author, if I'm supposed to become the actual character in his novel. But anyways, if you know that story or my original reading of it and you think you'd be interested in seeing me read this one too, let me know. So those are your 5 choices for October. We have The Family Plot by Sherry Priest. We have The Troop by Nick Cutter. We have The Hunger by Alma Katsu. We have The Ritual by Adam, whatever his name is. And then we have One of Us Will Be Dead by Morning by David Moody. Let me know in the comment section down below which of these books you want me to read next month. The one that gets the most noted attention is the one that I will pick up. I've already forgotten the name of my Kindle Roulette pick. Something about a patriarch, but I will be reading that for you in October. Thank you so much for participating in these videos for me every month. And I really enjoy reading something that I know you're excited to hear about. Thanks so much for watching, and I will see you all very soon.